So some folks were saying they were having some trouble thinking about how sound comes into the ear and how we process it. So I'm going to kind of take us through it step by step. So you can see here is this is referred to as the auricle or the pinna. I prefer pinna personally, but this is just the visible part of your ear. So this is what most people think about when they think about the ear. It's just the thing that you can see. And so sound starts out here. And I'm drawing sound as this like kind of cheesy little arrow. Sound actually travels in a wave, not as an arrow or a line. But the point of this is your pinna rather, collects those sound waves and moves them through the external auditory canal. So this is inside your ear. Okay, so it's where you're not supposed to put Q-tips. So it's not a great way of saying it, but so the auricle or the pinna is the outside portion of your ear. The external auditory canal is the next spot that those sound waves move to, and that's just inside of your ear. The next thing that sound wave does as it travels through that external auditory canal is it gets to the tympanic membrane. This is also referred to as the eardrum. So it gets to that eardrum and it causes that eardrum to start vibrating, causes the tympanic membrane to vibrate. And when that tympanic membrane vibrates, it causes these three bones in your ear to vibrate. So it causes those three bones to start vibrating. And those three bones are called the malleus, the incus, and the stapes. So those bones vibrate, ultimately causing the stapes to vibrate, and this stapes, like it says here, is attached to a structure called the oval window. So when that stapes vibrates, that oval window causes that oval window to move in and out. It causes fluid to start moving through the cochlea. So fluid from this original sound way out here at the pinna moves through the cochlea. Okay, when the fluid moves through the cochlea, ultimately it's going to come down here through the spiral, get to the end, and come back. It causes those hair cells that we talked about in class to move. It causes those hairs in the cochlea to actually move, and like we said in class, those hairs are mechanosensors. Or they're mechanical sensors. So they feel the movement of this fluid through the cochlea, and they transmit that information via the cochlear nerve over to the brain. All right. So just a quick review of that whole thing. The pinna, the outside visible portion of the ear, is the first area where sound goes. Then it gets transported through this external auditory canal. This, by the way, the pinna or auricle and external auditory canal is called your outer ear. And it's sort of the margin of that is sort of the external side of the eardrum. So then inside here, where your three bones of your ear are connected to your eustachian tube, and you'll remember the eustachian tube is connected to your throat and helps you equalize pressure. This is called the middle ear. So this region here is called the middle ear. So these two regions, there's air out here, there's air in here. These two are called the middle ear. Once you have entered into the cochlea, this is what's called the inner ear, and there are some other things that we didn't talk about here, like these semicircular canals, which help you to maintain balance, and those have fluid in them as well. So the inner ear is filled with fluid, so this cochlear region. The middle ear is from the inside of the eardrum to these bones. That's the middle ear. So inner ear is cochlea, middle ear is this eardrum and these bones. Outer ear is the external auditory canal and the pinna/auricle. All right. So it's probably easier to tell you what stuff to not worry about on this diagram. Don't worry about this vestibular nerve. We may touch on it later, but for right now, don't worry about that. I kind of just want you to know for now this process and the order in which sound waves are traveling in order for you to actually be able to hear them. And it's not too bad. You can kind of go from left to right almost, as long as you skip a few things like the round window, which has to do with, so the sound waves move through the fluid, they go into the inner ear here into the end of this cochlea, and then they actually come back out. And when they come back out, they exit through this round window. So the oval window is where the stapes starts vibrating the fluid. The round window is ultimately where that sound is going to exit. Okay, that's all for this one.